Welcome back to Zona Recording Studios once again. Thanksgiving's over. Hope you had enough turkey stuffing, mashed potatoes, this, that, and everything. Stomach's getting bigger. I gotta start chilling out. Today, I'm working on a friend from the internet, James Lugo, on a tune he wrote. And stemmed out the drums, guitars, and all this kind of stuff over here on the console from 17 to 24. So I stemmed them out. On the drums, I got the C1 going on. So let's go back to the beginning of the song. I'm just going to solo out the drums here. See what's going on. Also got the bass in there too as well. So right now I have the smart C1 compressor inserted on channel 17 through 18, doing a little bit of EQ from the Rupert Neve 551. On the guitars, let's solo out the guitars. Guitars are going to a Alessia Expressor 500. These are not the heavy guitars. These are a little more mild here. Okay, on a little more heavier guitars, I have them going into 21 and 22, the console here. Again, I have a little bit of EQ going on with the 551 EQ again, and those are going to be inserted to the Rupert Neve 535 compressors, and these are more heavy-duty guitars. I believe the lead guitar I have going through a Rupert Neve 542 tape emulation. Well, the tape will give you the idea of going through a tape machine. If I got the guitar solo, that's going to be over here. Let's solo up the guitar solo. James Lugo. James freaking Lugo. Yeah, so that's that. Some of the other stuff that I got going on the lower part of the board here, I believe on 1 and 2, I think I have the synth part over here going on here. I didn't really, the only thing I applied for the synth was a little bit of a high pass filter, take a little bit of the low out, and that's right here. The Martians are coming. The Martians are coming. And there's a cool little other part I have on 3 and 4 in the very beginning of the song. That's right here. Kind of like a reverse kind of a thing. Yeah. So let's see. Let's hear it in its entirety. Hey, let's go. Oh, I had it looped in that whole spot. The other thing too is I have the 529C in the console as well, so I'm doing a little bit of light bus compression as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to patch in, let me see here, let's create a new track, stereo. We're going to say mix 1. Boom. So I want to take everything that I've done here on the board, all the compressors, all the EQs and all that, and I'm going to patch in to a separate pair of inputs on my radar converters. I'll be right back. All right, so now I'm going to take the output of the console, program out. I'm going to patch that into radar converter. Let's go into 31. And 32, like this, and then I'm going to return 31 and 32 to my 2-track return on the console, because I want to kind of like hear what I'm recording, right? Makes sense, right? So now I'm going to kick over to the 2-track return, make sure that this is all copacetic, so I'm going to be inputting on 31 and 32, and the output of Pro Tools will be 31 and 32. So now, if I play, I don't hear anything, because I have to enable it here. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to check my level to the back to Pro Tools, make sure that I'm not clipping anything. I don't try to, get the most optimal, like craziest level to back to Pro Tools, because if when the track gets mastered, you want to give the mastering engineer a little bit of room there. You don't want to totally pin it. So let's see where we're at. About -15. I want to get to maybe to the solo part, just to see it's probably a more louder part of the song, So we'll see where the hell that's hitting. So that's good. Nothing's clipping, I don't want to do it too hot, because later on, the mastering engineer can put his little flavor in. All right, so now we're going to go back to the beginning of the song, enable the track. Everything should be good, I think. And here we go. We're going to record it. Let's do it. If it was in record, right? First thing you got to do is select everything right. I had selected just a loop where the guitar was, and that means that Pro Tools won't record until it gets to that spot that was marked. What was I thinking? That's what happens when you have an old-fashioned. An old-fashioned, if you don't know what that is, it's like a bourbon with some crushed cherries and orange. Quite nice. So let's give it another try. Here we go. Come on. It's working. Yeah. And that's that. Okay, so now I have the mix on here. So now when I play back this file here, back to 0 again, then this is just going to be the board mix. Sometimes I do the board mix. Sometimes I'll go to the analog 2-track, reel to reel. Sometimes I'll go to the Tascam DVRA 1000 HD. And maybe even sometimes I'll go to the DAT player. Sounds actually pretty good. It's old, ancient shit, but still sounds good. You know, so it should be there. So what I did recently with this whole craziness is I rewired the board a little bit differently. So basically what I did was I took the direct outputs 1 through 24 and line ins 1 through 24. They're going directly to the 1 through 24 on my radar converters. As well as I used my first lunchbox, which has a bunch of compressors on there, I basically hardwired, inserted these into the large fader return because the console's got small fader and large fader inserts. But instead of putting that in the patch bay, I opted to just go into the first 8 of the console. This way, when I want to A/B something, or if I want to insert a compressor, I just basically hit the button and boom, it's in. I don't have to patch it. I don't have to do anything. I just feel like it's a cleaner thing, a cleaner way of doing things. Over here on the console, on the right-hand side, it's sort of like a lunchbox. There's a couple of ways that you can use it. So in here I have the C1 smart compressor, the Alessia Expressor 500, 535s, Rupert Neve, and 542s. So this has TRS in and out on the console. So with those, I did 3-foot short cables, but I basically went in the inserts of 17 and 18 would be the smart, 19 and 20 is the Expressor, 21, 22 is the 535, and 542 is the tape shit over there. I was using like the stereo returns for like hardware effects, but I find that, I don't know, the reverbs that they're using now or having the plugins are actually really good, and it's easy to kind of get it going for the talent and that kind of thing. But what I did put in the patch bay was the last 8 in and outs of the radar converters, which is 25 through 32. That's in the patch bay. What else do I have in the patch bay? I have the insert, send, and return for the master output of the console, as well as the master out of the console, and the 2-track return of the console. And I also have, what do I got here? I have my Neve 1073 OPX. I have those outputs in the patch bay so I can use them and patch them in. I also have alternate inputs from the board coming back, 1 through 8 as well. And my bus outputs of the console as well. And that's really it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I found that after I had everything patched in with a million wires like a nidnick, I found that a lot of times I wasn't using a lot of the hardware gear, it's I gotta patch this, I gotta do this, gotta do that, this, to that, to this, to this, and I found that I wasn't really using it, as much. Now I find that I'm using it more. I also hooked up the old DAT player right here, my CD player. I have my 11 rack, but these 2 guys right here are going to my 6-track playback returns on the console. So if I want to listen to some old stuff I did like 4,000 years ago, I can do that very easily by just hitting any of these buttons, and I can go right to the CD player, or I can go to the DA30. The other thing I was thinking too is if I take the outputs of both of those decks, I can take them back to Pro Tools by getting a couple of XLRs to Bantam, TZ Bantam, and then bring them back in to the Pro Tools via the patch bay. So that's all I got today. Give James Lugo a shout, because monster guitar player. Go give him check out his site, and if you can, like and subscribe to my site. It really helps me out a lot. Thanks for watching.